Hello, everybody. Welcome to Birminology on Lettermen Row. I am Jeremy Birmingham. Today, we are talking with 2023 defensive back Cedrick Hawkins, Ohio State's latest commit in the class of 2023, and a player that has sort of popped up on the radar here a little bit unexpectedly for the Buckeyes as the latest addition to that class. So let's get to Cedrick Hawkins and learn a little bit more about the newest Buckeyes commitment. Welcome, Cedrick Hawkins, to the show, Ohio State's latest 2023 commitment. And Cedrick, a lot of people have no idea who you are, right? And I mean, I think you knew that going into this decision. People haven't talked a lot about you in Ohio State circles because, you don't talk much. But here you are. You're committed to Ohio State now. So let's just start there. Why did you commit to Ohio State now?
I committed to Ohio State now because I feel like it would be a great time, the Buckeyes, I feel like they are playing well right now, and I'm just loving the decision.
So you committed at like the end of the first quarter of the Rose Bowl or something. I think kind of caught people off guard with the timing. As you're watching the game and you're watching that happen on TV, what's that feeling like of saying, hey, everyone, I'm committing to this team that's playing in this unbelievable game right now?
Honestly, I was really excited, but, I got to be humble with it, but just be me.
Now, I know that the relationship with you and the Buckeyes has primarily been driven by Tony Alford at this point. He recruits your area. What was it like, the conversations with Coach Alford, with Coach Day, and everyone else as you started to lean towards this decision?
The conversations were great. They were telling me, make my best decision. I should plan for the future and they weren't telling me to, commit there, but you're telling me to make the best decision for me and my family.
Let's go back 6 months, to the Ohio State visit that you made in June. You made that with a handful of other kids from Florida, came up with a big group, camped, earned an offer that day. What was there something special about that visit for you as far as what Ohio State showed you or what you didn't know about the school that you learned? I mean, what was it about that trip that stuck out so much?
One thing I didn't know is that that's the only really team in Columbus. That's one thing I didn't know. And and it's right in the city, and I loved the facility and I loved everything about it when I went.
I think there's a belief sometimes for kids in Florida that once you commit, it doesn't really mean much. It's like That's just the start of your recruitment, really. How do you, as a young guy who understandably you haven't seen a lot of places, but how comfortable are you saying, hey, I know I'm ready and this is exactly where I want to be?
I'm very comfortable. I talked about it with my family and my coaches, and, I made sure I was making the best decision for me.
Ohio State has recruited your high school fairly well in the last 7-8 years, but the two guys that have come out of your high school was Jamel Dean, who ended up going to Auburn after enrolling at Ohio State, and then Bruce Judson, who committed to Ohio State at the end of the national championship game in 2015. What sort of role do you see yourself playing in the program as you move along? Are you going to be a guy who's an active recruiter? Do you feel like you have a sense of exactly what it means to be committed to Ohio State?
Right now, probably an active recruiter.
And you like to talk to people. You're a pretty, you're a sociable person.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Especially in Florida, right? I mean, you got a lot of dudes in Florida.
Right. Probably active recruiter, talk to my, my other big guys, come join the family, things like that,
Who are the guys in Florida? So as we break down Ohio State, I mean, there's of course Brandon Innes, who you came up to Ohio State with in June. There's Richard Young, there's Peyton Kirkland, Derek LeBlanc. I mean, the list goes on and on as far as guys Ohio State's recruiting. Who are you close with?
I would say I'm closest with Brandon Innes, that's one.
What is, as you look back at this the last couple months, was the recruiting process what you thought it would be? I mean, or did you expect it to be different? We're in sort of a weird time right now of college football.
The transfer portal idea kind of shocked me a lot, how you could transfer, you can play immediately. I didn't really know that. I thought you could transfer and you have to play the next year, but that really shocked me a lot, honestly. And other than that, nothing really.
The day you commit to Ohio State is the day Ohio State's defensive coordinator takes a job at Memphis, right? Ohio State has a new defensive coordinator coming in. The defense may be changing a little bit as the way that they do things. What role do you see yourself in the Ohio State defense, and have they talked to you about where they see you playing in their secondary?
They most likely see me playing at safety because, that's my main position. But honestly, I just want to get there, play wherever that's going to help the team out, be a leader.
What kind of safety are you? I mean, I've seen your tape. I know you like to hit people. Do you consider yourself like a physical safety, more of a cover safety, or just a guy that wants to do everything?
I'm just a guy that wants to do everything. I could come down, guard the slot one-on-one. I can go to the corner, guard him one-on-one. You can put me on your best man. You can place me at the strong and put me in the box a little bit. I could play everything.
Talk to me about the way that you told the Ohio State coaching staff you were coming, because, I mean, did it happen after the game? Did you have to call Ryan Day afterward? I mean, how did that happen?
Yeah, they didn't know. I talked to Coach Alford, and I was talking to him, and of course I asked. I was like, can I, do the commitment, all everything, and I didn't make it clear that I was convicted to them, but I just asked the question, and then during the game, I committed, and then he texted me after, and he was like, my dude, everything. We talked it out, had a great conversation.
So, how does Ryan Day react when you get a chance to get on the phone with him and talk to him about it?
Oh, I actually haven't talked to him yet. I'm going to talk to them later when their flight lands.
I mean, so that is a fascinating situation, right? I mean, is that something where you as a player are kind of excited to get to do it this way? Nobody leaked it. Nobody spoiled it. Nobody put in a crystal ball prediction. You just got to make your choice. I mean, how cool is it to have that control over your future?
It was cool because honestly, I was going to do it earlier than that. We had played in the state championship on the 16th. And, we were hoping to win. So after we was going to win, I was going to do it, but we ended up losing by 2. And, I moved it back a little bit.
So it doesn't seem like you're too busy celebrating after a loss.
Yeah.
I totally get it. As you look at this class of 2023, Ohio State is going to be looking at probably a couple safeties. They only signed one in the class of 2022, and that's Kai Stokes from Florida. Do you have an idea of who you want to get to know around the country? Do you have a list of guys you're like, oh, I want to play with that dude?
No, not really. I'm willing to take whoever, I'll play, I know he'll make me better. I know I'll make him better. We'll be great teammates.
How much contact has there been or conversation with Ty Lockwood, with Josh Padilla, the other Ohio State commits in your class?
I haven't really talked to any of them in my class, but I've talked to other ones in different classes, like Ryan Turner. He was on my 7-on-7 team. We texted, we talked a little bit after.
So you're on that South Florida Express team down there, the 7-on-7 team. For those of folks out there in the recruiting world that don't know, South Florida Express is kind of one of the big names in 7-on-7 football around the country. How is playing in Florida, do you think, and playing at that level, helped prepare you for college? I mean, do you feel like you're a dude who's ready to go when you get there?
Yeah. I feel like playing in the state of Florida football is different. Everyone knows that, we always have, the most of this, the most of that. Playing in the state of Florida is just different. You feel me? Like if I was to go to California or like any of these other states, I feel like I would dominate. But when I'm in Florida, I get competition every day. We get work every day. He makes me better. I make him better. Just things like that.
What do you think about the fact that, again, Buckeyes fans don't know much about you? I mean, is that sort of surprising to you? Are you happy that that's taking place that way? I mean, what do you think they need to know the most about you?
First, it didn't it doesn't surprise me because, I wouldn't say I'm really, really talked about guy, I'm really, a quiet person, humble, but I'm also brave, smart, and I'm willing to work, make my team better.
Sometimes, especially in the class of 2023, you're, the whole push up to signing days here, people are talking about 22s. And if you're not a very active, very, loud guy on social media, I think sometimes people don't get a chance to really believe that your interest in Ohio State is genuine or whatever. What is your plan to get back to Columbus? I mean, now that you're a commitment of the Ohio State football program, what do you think your obligations are to that program as far as getting back? I mean, is it easy to do? Do you have a plan of, I'm going to be there this, and then? I mean, how do you want to see that play out?
We haven't really talked about it, me come back up there yet, but I'm pretty sure that we will.
Now, official visits you can start to take in the spring. Is that something you plan on doing then? Do you plan on doing it in the summer, waiting till next fall? How do you see your recruitment going from here till next signing day?
I don't really know how my recruitment is gonna go, and I don't really know how I see it going. But whenever I get the chance to get to Ohio, I'll be there on multiple occasions.
Do you have an idea of enrollment? I mean, I know that's big picture stuff, but now that you can enroll early, you could be talking about one more year. A year from today, you could be moving into your dorm at Ohio State. So, I mean, do you start to plan ahead for that kind of stuff, or do you have any intention to enroll early? How do you see that unfolding?
No, I don't think I'm going to enroll early because, I just want to, take advantage of the moment, high school, because, when you get out of high school, it's just like, after that is business, you got to get to where you need to go. You got things to take care of.
Absolutely. As a player, Cedrick, what is your strength? I mean, again, this is an introduction for Buckeyes fans to you. What is it about you as a player that is your best part of your game?
I would say my leadership. I can lead, the other 10 guys, we don't have a game plan, and we'll have a game plan by halftime. We'll have one. We can go into a game without any like game plan, and we run coverage the whole team. And by the time we get in halftime, we'll have a full game plan because I've made up one in my head.
Where does that come from? Where do you get that that sense of leadership?
Honestly, being around everyone, coaching up the team every week, making the team better, or, just making sure every dude on the field is working hard, things like that, And one reason I would say is my coach is giving me the opportunity to talk, you feel me? Because a lot of coaches don't give, the kids opportunity to say this or that. But my coach is they tell me to talk, they ask me questions, we ask each other questions, He'll tell me if this is a bad decision, and I'll tell him if I feel like it's a bad decision, we'll just talk.
So on the flip side of that, where is the biggest part of your game that you personally feel you need to improve on?
I would say maybe my tackling a little bit better. I can tackle very well, but I feel like, I wouldn't, put it as top tier. I feel like it's something I need to work on the most.
I've seen the film. You like to lay the wood, but not wrapping up a lot of times. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's really what I need to work on.
What number do you wear and why?
I wear the number 21, and I don't really have a reason to wear. One year, one of the guys had made a decision and he didn't play. He had that number. It just gave it to me, and I've been wearing it ever since.
21 was my number in high school sports, so I approve wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Let's talk food. I'm trying to introduce people to Cedrick Hawkins here.
Yeah.
What's your go-to meal?
My go-to meal right now is chicken tenders and fries.
All right. I mean, you got to grow up a little bit, I guess. But who makes the best chicken tenders then? I mean, where do you go get it?
There's a store down the street. It's called Ice House. I feel like that's where I feel like that's the best chicken tenders and fries that I've had.
Hey man, we're in the name, image, and likeness era. You got to be able to. You got to work these deals out early. You got to start setting up those deals. Cedrick Hawkins for Ice House. I mean, you got to start putting yourself out there. So, right. For you, as you look back over this decision, I mean, how are you relieved? Are you just sort of like, hey, I can't believe this is real life? I mean, what do you take out of this last 24 hours for you?
Honestly, I really couldn't believe it. I was very, very excited, kind of nervous actually.
Well, I mean, it's a big stage, man. Playing and committing to a place like Ohio State, one of obviously the biggest programs in the country. You got to be doing something right to have that opportunity. So you got a whole year ahead of you now before you can sign, and hopefully we'll have a chance to get a little bit more acquainted and get people to know you a little bit more. But for now, I'm going to let you get out of here. And like I said, I really do appreciate your time, man.
Most definitely. Appreciate that.
That is Cedrick Hawkins, Ohio State's latest 2023 commitment. I'm Jeremy Birmingham. This has been Birminology on Lettermen Row. Thanks for watching.